very good morning to all of the student. This is our fourth chapter, stress physiology. This is the first part of this chapter, and in this part we are learn about the introduction, types of stresses, concept of stresses, and abiotic stresses. Let us see one by one about stress physiology. This is the introduction of this chapter. Here, physiological or biological stress is an organism's response to a stressor such as an environmental condition or a stimulus. It is a condition. For that condition, how the plant or environmental factor can be responses. That response is nothing but the stress. Okay, that may be the positive or that may be the negative. Stress is a body's method and of reacting to a challenge. Okay, there are the different stresses. For example, if no watering to the plant, a water stress can be there in that plant. That is the stress is the body's method of reacting. Okay, that body may be the plant, that body may be the human being or animal, and that reacting to a challenge, that is known as the stress. According to the stressful event, the body's way to sympathetic respond to stress is by nervous system. Okay, and activation which result in the fight or flight responses, because the body cannot keep the state for long period of the time, and the parasympathetic system returns the body physiological condition or normal, that is known as the homeostasis. For a specific time period, that specific plant can accumulate that stress, and further it cannot be accumulated, it may be the die. Okay, and that in that specific condition, their activity to live of that specific plant or organism, that is known as the homeostasis. In human, stress typically described as a negative condition or a positive condition that can have a impact on a person's mental and physical well-being. Okay, in this way, this is about that may be the negative, that may be the positive condition. Okay, of the stress is there, and for that condition, that specific organism can how react, that is nothing but the stress. Next one is the stress physiology. Stress, there are two types are there. First one is the biotic stress, second one is the abiotic stress. Biotic stress, which influences the ecology of organisms such as the cutting, grazing, and pathogenic stresses, and abiotic stresses that influence the physiology and ecology of both. Okay, biotic means living. Okay, stresses occurred by the living thing, and abiotic stresses, that means the stresses due to the different physiological condition. Okay, that is known as the abiotic stresses. However, the abiotic stress may include the many naturally occurring physiochemical factors such as the pH, temperature, water, salinity, nutrient deficiency, radiation stresses, as well as the madman pollution stresses are also into the abiotic stresses are there. Okay, however, it can be observed that the various factors that influence the community in their own way, the same abiotic stresses may affect the various organisms in different manner depending on the extent of adaptability in these organisms. Okay, in this way, this is about the stress physiology. And beside that, however, abiotic stress may include the many natural occurring physiochemical factors. That physiochemical factor of abiotic stresses, they are included here: pH, temperature, water, and radiation stresses. Okay, that are the, as well as the man-made pollution are also included into the abiotic stresses. There are the different type of stresses. Environmental stresses, they are firstly divided into the abiotic stresses and biotic stresses. Abiotic, physiochemical, biotic, biological. Abiotic stresses further divided into three parts: climatic, topographic, toxic or pollutants. Okay, they are the abiotic stresses. And biotic stresses again in three classes: pathogenic, cutting and grazing. These are the biotic stresses are there. Further, climatic stresses are divided into these, or climatic factors: salinity to water. Topographic, they are the shade, topography, altitude, etc. In this way, the environmental stresses can be divided into these types. Let us see the concept of the stress. Stress is nothing but any change in the surrounding environment may disturb the homeostasis of that environmental condition. Environmental modulation of homeostasis may be defined as the biological stress, and thus it follows that plant stress implies some adverse effect on the physiology of the plant induced upon a sudden transition from some optimal environmental condition, where homeostasis maintained to some suboptimal conditions which disrupts in this initial homeostatic stress. Okay, this is the concept of the stress. That means the response of an organism to a surrounding environment when that surrounding environment is disturbed by the biotic or abiotic factor to that surrounding environment, how that organism can react, that is nothing but the stress. Okay, this is the concept of stress. Out of that, there are two type of stress: biotic, abiotic. Here first one is the abiotic stress. Abiotic stress is defined as the negative impact of non-living factor. Okay, abiotic, that means non-living factor on the living organism in a specific environmental condition. Okay, in which first one is the drought stress. It occurs when the available water in the soil is reduced. Okay, when the available water in the soil is reduced, it is known as the drought stress. And atmospheric condition cause continuous loss of water by transpiration or evaporation process. Okay, this is the drought stress. And when drought stress tolerance is seen in almost all of the plant, so in some extent they are having some tolerance to fight to these stresses, drought stress, and almost all plant having that tolerance, and but it is extent varies from species to species and even within the species. Drought stress is characterized by the reduction of the water content, diminished leaf water potential and turgor loss, closure nutrient metabolism and growth promoters also they can be included into the drought stresses. Okay, second one is the water stress. Okay, water stress may result in the arrest of photosynthesis, disturbance of metabolism and finally the death of the plant. Here finally the death of the plant. Here the water stress inhibit the cell enlargement more than cell division. Okay, water, it is inside the plant body. When there is a less amount of water can be occurred into the plant body cell, at that time that stress is occur, and due to that it directly inhibits the cell enlargement of that plant and more than the cell division. Okay, and cell enlargement, it is the one of the most important thing in the it is the one of the cell division. Okay, and so or the cell development. Okay, that are the three steps are there: cell maturation, cell enlargement and cell division. Okay, beside that it reduces the plant growth by affecting various physiological and biochemical processes, such as due to the scarcity of water into the plant body or due to the water stress into the plant body, the different activities in the plant, that are nothing but the photosynthesis, respiration, translocation, ion uptake, after that the carbohydrate and nutrient metabolism and growth promoter, they can be affected, totally affected here. Next one is the salt stress. Okay, there are a wild plant that thrives in the saline environment, and along the seashore in estuaries and saline deserts. Okay, they faces the salt stresses, and this plant called the halophyte. The plant grows in saline soil. They are known as the halophytes and have distinct physiological and anatomical adaptation to counter the dual hazards of water deficient and iron toxicity. Salinity can affect any process in the plant life cycle, so that the tolerance will involve a complex interplay of the characterization. Okay, and different research projects at the Liverpool have investigated detail of the physiology and the biochemistry of the salt tolerance, and also looked at the method of screen the overall plant performance that could be used in the breeding program. Okay, in this way, this is about the salt stress. Next one is the heat stress. Okay, heat stress often is defined as the where temperature are hot enough for sufficient time that they cause irreversible damage to the plant function or development. Okay, and next one is the wind stresses. Wind stresses is visual stress incurred by the wind causes damage to the seedling, breaking the branches and even uprooting the whole plant. That is known as the wind stresses. Due to the heavy wind, the branches of the plant can be break. Okay, damages of the seedling can be, uprooting of the plant is there, and these are the due to the wind stress. Next one, the nutrient stress. Nutrient stress is one of the major stress causing the dying back in the plant. Due to the deficiency of nutrient, the dying back of the plant can be occur, and it causes due to the shortage of the nutrient in the soil, such as the nitrogen, phosphorus, iron, etc. There are the 16 elements or nutrient or major and minor elements are there, which is responsible for growth of the plant. If deficiency of that nutrient present into the soil, they are directly affect the nutrient stress. So this is about the nutrient stress, and this is about the last abiotic stress. In this way, this is about the definition, types of stresses, and concept of stress and abiotic stress. I hope you are understand. Thank you very much.